to Cincinnati, Ohio. Thanks for joining us here along Victory Parkway. Cintas Center, VCU Rams and Xavier Musketeers. Brad Johansson alongside Steve Wolf. Let's take a look at the A-10 standings. St. Louis with a big win over Butler at their house last night. They're holding court in the A-10 and everybody else is chasing. How do we take a look at who we're going to deal with today? AT&T Fast Analysis. Let's start with the Rams, Steve, and Javonte Reddick.
I love Javonte Reddick. He's a kid that really gives everything. He's a double-double guy. Yes, he has 10 double-doubles on the season, but 6 of those last 8 are in these last couple games. He's doing well, and Ed Kristen really gets to the paint, and he scores, but he's also a guy that can dish off. He is the guy you got to stop if you're VCU.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups today for the VCU Rams and the Xavier Musketeers.
Yeah, I think the guy that Xavier has to keep an eye on from the outside is Troy Daniels. He's a great shooter, and if you are VCU, you have to make sure that Justin Martin and Jeff Robinson don't get fired up. Those are the X factors for the Xavier Musketeers.
VCU, the top scoring team in the A-10, so something's got to give because Xavier, the #2 ranked defense in this conference.
Hey, something has to give. This is a great end-of-season game. Xavier has a number of games coming up that are big. Both of these teams are fighting for a chance to have a bye in the A-10 tournament, and Xavier needs to get a little bump in their RPI, so a win here would be good for them.
Bernard Clinton, Jeff Janasek, and Jerry Heater, our referees. We're underway. Rams with the first possession. Brandenburg out top. Theus runs the show for this team. Graham from deep. That's short. Taylor the rebound, coming off a career-high 17. He starts where he left off on Wednesday. And Justin Martin to the glass, and he'll go to the line. Shaka Smart in his 4th year as the Rams head coach. They are 7 straight with 20-plus wins.
Shaka Smart is one of the great young coaches. This guy is just like his team. Very, very impressive when you meet him, and coaches hard.
Martin good on the 3-point play. Brandenburg into the paint, and they lost him.
Brandenburg does a really good job of slicing and dicing. Now here's the press. If you've watched VCU, it is fun to watch them on defense. It's called havoc, and they do not stop. You see that right now? You break havoc, but you still had somebody coming from behind you.
They lead the nation in forcing turnovers at over 20 per game. Xavier holds home court very well here in the A-10, winning 52 of the last 53.
VCU gets a lot of their points. 32% of their points come off the turnovers, and then they make it down the other end. So defense creates their offense.
Taylor, cross court. Martin on the wing, into the paint, off balance, he'll go to the line again.
Well, you see, the skip pass to Martin, this is 2 drives. Martin has struggled. He had a concussion early in the year. He was averaging 12 points when he had that concussion. His offense has fallen off. But right now, he is the Musketeers' offense.
Brandenburg collects his first foul as you see Martin's numbers. Back-to-back 3-point plays for Justin Martin. You talk about him playing well with confidence. That's the best way that Chris Mack could hope that his player would start.
Well, both teams need to get the ball in the heart of the defense. Both have to go inside out with Reddick, and then you have Graham. They also have guys that slash really well.
Reddick from the wing. That's short. Taylor another rebound. Kristen coughed it up. Brandenburg the other way, swatted by Taylor.
Well, you see right here the defense by Brandenburg, and it comes down, but Taylor, not in my house. #4 comes over there, and Brandenburg gets his shot thrown, but once again, VCU on the defensive end, making it hard for Xavier to get into their offense.
Theus. Graham into the paint. Working on Robinson and goes glass.
Boy, Graham is a hybrid player, Brad. What I mean by that is he can shoot the three. He can also drive and penetrate. He slashes. And when he gets going early in the game, he's tough to stop.
Second straight turnover, Samaje Kristen, as you take a look at his coach, Chris Mack, in his 4th season. What a job he's done here along Victory Parkway.
I think this is one of the best jobs that Coach Chris Mack has done. He has really taken a team that was turned this team into a contender.
Theus with Davis trailing him. Graham on Robinson. Daniels lets fly. That's in and out, and Taylor's 3rd rebound of the game already.
Well, this is important for Xavier to get the ball in transition, because when you get it out, you can beat the defense down, and you don't have to worry about that havoc. D. Davis took it right to the rim.
Theus trying to get his Rams into the offense. Brandenburg working on Samaje Kristen. Redick wants it. Taylor knocked it away. Davis ahead to Taylor, threw it away. Taylor saves. It's out of bounds. It's going to be Rams basketball. Take a look at Xavier's transition. You say they have to do it well. They've done it well so far early.
Well, Brad, you have to get the ball out quick. You don't want to have that havoc defense in your face all night. What happens is Steve Davis takes it right to the hole. There's not enough help by Daniels on the wing. And Davis goes up with his offhand and scores. Xavier doing a really good job shooting the basketball so far. They're 3 for 3. VCU is 2 for 6.
Redick and the smooth one-handed floater. He has an impressive body.
This year, Shaka Smart has his team doing kickboxing and martial arts and all sorts of stuff. The kickboxing instructor said, you give me a month, I can make this guy a real professional boxer. He's that good, that athletic.
Robinson with the finger roll.
Well, those are the 2 guys that have to really play well for Xavier to contend. That's Martin and Robinson, and they have 8 of the 10 points. Now VCU's got to keep going back inside to Redick, and Theus has to create off the dribble. This Theus is their glue.
Theus pulls it out. We'll start the offense again. Now with 10 on the shot clock. Davis hawking him. Down and a block on D. Davis. 15:44 to go. There's a little havoc in the Cintas Center, but Xavier's 4 for 4 from the floor.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. By E-Trade, works beautifully. And by Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
10-6 lead for Xavier in the early going, but we have mentioned all along that havoc is the key word. Brad Johansson alongside Steve Wolf. Explain havoc for us, can you?
Havoc has come to Cincinnati, and, you know, let's break things down with the Buffalo Wild Wings eye tracker. And, you know, when you look at defense right here, they're on the ball, but what happens, you can never turn your back on VCU, because you'll see right here, Theus coming over and trying to steal. You never turn your back on VCU. Xavier already has 3 turnovers, and VCU has 4 points off those turnovers. That is a good way for them to get their offense, Brad.
You mentioned it early on, 32% of their points come as a result of the turnovers that they lead the nation, forcing over 20. And when they don't get to that point, it changes the way this team has to play.
So it's important, you know, St. Louis played them the other night and only turned the ball over 8 times, and St. Louis blew out VCU. Now, there's a lot of teams that are going to get blown out by VCU. Butler lost last night, and St. Louis only had 4 turnovers. Xavier has to stay within their range on turnovers, maybe 13. They get up in the 18 to 20 range, it's going to be a tough battle.
Battling the offensive glass, the Rams with another opportunity. Melvin Johnson in his first minutes, and they can't get it done in 3 tries. kick by Johnson will stay with the Musketeers.
So far, VCU has 10 shots. They're 3 of 10. Xavier has only taken 4. The big difference, Xavier's 4 for 4.
Jared Guest in for his first minutes. Brad Redford with the ball now. In his first minutes, the three-point specialist.
Xavier playing in their throwback uniforms. These are uniforms from back in the late 80s.
1987 to be specific, and Johnson will get the foul on Redford.
Now, this is not what Shaka Smart wants. That was 12 seconds on the shot clock, and then a reach by Johnson. You just want to make sure you play solid defense without reaching if you're VCU.
The big man Isaiah Fillmore in for his first minutes as well for the Musketeers, coming off a 7.3 rebound effort at Rhode Island on Wednesday. Robinson from 3, the big man too long. Fillmore tried to keep it alive, but Reddick collects. Daniels for 3. Make it 38 straight games. He's buried one of those.
I would love to see Redford and Daniels in a three-point shooting contest. Daniels a little bit taller, but he's got a beautiful shot. Watch how he squares up and squares his shoulders to the basket and follows through. He's what you call a rhythm jump shooter. He gets in rhythm, he's going to knock it down. And everybody on their team looks for him. You see how far out he is? Wow.
That is 95 three-pointers in a season. He breaks his own record for threes in a season.
Shaka Smart said he's the best shooter he's ever coached. This is a kid that really can light it up. You know, watching this game today, Brad's a precursor to the A-10 tournament in New York. I mean, 2 great teams. There's 16 teams in the league, and there's going to be 4 teams sitting home and not going to the tournament.
It has been extremely unpredictable all year long. St. Louis emerging as the leader right now with 3 weeks to go. Tried the oop to Weber. Didn't work very well.
Yeah,
take a look at these A-10 teams in the RPI.
Yeah, and you're looking, Xavier's not on there. That's why it's important for them to get a win. But look at VCU at 37. You know, right now, the A-10 has 5 teams, I think, in the tournament. You know, and that's based on somebody that's outside of that RPI not winning the A-10 tournament.
Yeah, you get the guaranteed bid, I should say, by winning in Brooklyn. And he must have bounced the ball on the line, did Justin Martin, as he tried to inbound it, and get another turnover for the Musketeers. And Theus will set it up. Rams trailing by 1. Shot clock. Crowd into it. Theus has it knocked away. It will stay with the Rams with 3 on the shot clock.
Nice help in the lane by Xavier. Good move by Theus. He lost the ball a little bit on the spin move. Well, Reddick's back in the game, and so is Graham. With 3 seconds, you have enough time to dribble and shoot. That's about it. So it's going to be 1 pass and a shot.
Graham has to fade from 3. It's short. Rebound Reddick. He threw it away. Martin all alone. Martin has already matched and exceeded his Wednesday effort in Rhode Island. 8 points for Justin Martin.
Reddick should have just taken that one back up. He was open to the basket. I don't know why he threw it back out, and they're going to give Martin a foul on here, but
Martin picks up the foul. Let's look at what you're talking about.
And you see this right here. When the ball goes up, Reddick gets a rebound. Let's just got to drop step and take it to the basket. He throws it back out to Theus. and it's a bad pass, and Martin's able to go down and flush it for 2.
Yeah, there was no one next to Reddick.
Well, you tell kids all the time, know where you're on the court, know who you're playing against. You always square up to the basket when you get the ball. VCU is only down, or is down by 3 points. They're shooting 33% from the field. Xavier's shooting 71%. So if you're VCU, you got to be pretty happy that you're in the game the way you're shooting the basketball.
Johnson can't get the roll. Inside Taylor. His first trip on the block. Backs in, lost it, recollects, back up, had it blocked, tipped away. He tries to save. On the floor, Rams ball. Here comes Brandenburg. He'll light up the 3. Fillmore the rebound. Martin out top. Redford trying to find his 3-point shot. Taylor wants it on the block. Fillmore will take it and go to the line. Fillmore on the drive to the 10.
Brad, I'll tell you, Fillmore has been playing so well the last couple games. And watch him in the lane. The big fella off the bench gives the Musketeers a 5-point lead at the Cintas Center.
5-point lead for the Musketeers. Right at midcourt, Mike Babinski, the athletic director and the head of the NCAA selection committee, has spent his years here at Xavier and is leaving now for Wake Forest. A hug from Mo McAfee, one of the players that helped lead Xavier to the tournament. And Father Graham, he will be missed.
Mike Babinski is an innovator. Xavier's losing him to Georgia Tech, and that's a real big thing for them. But I'll tell you what, he is the guy that has done such a wonderful job for Xavier Athletics. And if you look at all the banners, Shaka Smart and I were talking about early on, tons of banners because of Mike Babinski.
All right, let's take a look at today's Sonic Stat Pack. The field goals. You talked about VCU getting the ball off, but they can't get it in. Xavier limited shots, but they're shooting well. What does VCU have to do now?
I think VCU's got to keep getting those shots. They're only down 5, and they're shooting very poorly. They're doing a very nice job on the defensive end. You'll see right here. Stop it right there. You'll see everybody, all the 3 defensive players in the lane. Travis Taylor needs to throw the ball back out to the outside instead of trying to take it in the lane. When he takes the ball in the lane, you're going to see it's congested, and there's no way that he's going to get that ball up against these guys. Throws up a shot, misses it, and essentially is a turnover for VCU. So Xavier needs to do a better job of recognizing the double team. VCU will not allow the inside game. Xavier has 12 points in the paint. Out of their 14, VCU only 4.
And Fillmore going to the line. Third 3-point opportunity. And they have passed in on all of them. Martin twice, Fillmore once. And Taylor holding his left shoulder after that work down in the paint.
Okafor in the game, and that's a big, good matchup right there. Reddick is so strong, and there's no way Stenger's going to be able to take him and defend him. And what's been interesting was VCU's not scoring. It's hard to put on their havoc defense. Now with the score, now they're able to put on that pressure. Let's see how Xavier handles it.
And they've done it. Turned it over one more time. Graham, corner Brandenburg, into the paint. And they'll get the foul on Martin, his second.
Xavier foul number 35.
You talked about Reddick and the power that he has downside. Can't leave him down that low.
Well, you really can't look at right here. You see Stanger is guarding Reddick. That's one-on-one coverage. You can't have it. When Reddick gets one-on-one, you'll see right here. This has got to have some help right there. Reddick takes it strong to the basket. Easy 2 for the big fella.
Brandenburg mix on the first. Martin originally called for the foul. They changed it to Eric Stanger, his first.
There's not many guys that can one-on-one defend Reddick on that low block. Whoever Xavier has in there, maybe aside from Travis Taylor because he's quick and he can jump, they need to have help. Now Xavier has to make sure they take care of the basketball in this pressure defense.
Kristen wants to do it alone. And the foul from behind, they'll get Theus.
That's the second foul on Theus, Brad, and that's important because he is the guy that runs the show for this team, and now Weber's going to have to come in for him.
Weber for number 10, Darius Theus.
Looks like what Xavier's trying to do is dribble penetrate against this pressure defense. One time it worked for Samaje Kristen. It didn't work for D. Davis the last time.
That Paul Palmy. Cintas Center, Cincinnati, Ohio. Chris Mack leading the Xavier Musketeers against Shaka Smart and the VCU Rams. Brad Johansson alongside Steve Wolf. Happy to have you with us. A three-point ball game. You see the A-10 standings at the top. St. Louis holding that lead. Tip won't go for the Rams. And it's Xavier basketball.
Javante Reddick guarded by Stanger on the low block, but that time D. Davis came from the backside and gave a little bit of help. Reddick not able to shoot the ball and get close to the basket.
Fillmore and Stanger will take a seat. It'll be Martin, Kristen, Davis, Taylor and Robinson, and Taylor still stretching out that left shoulder that he was nursing while he was sitting on the bench. And a foul call.
They're going to get it on
Weber, yeah.
They're going to get it on Weber on a hold.
That's his first personal foul, 16th foul for the Rams. Returning to the Rams lineup.
Sixth team foul on the VCU Rams.
Brad, it's so important to have a guy like Travis Taylor in the game. This is a kid who had 17 rebounds the other night against Rhode Island because he's athletic, and he also is an outlet against his pressure. If you have a problem, you can throw it high, and he'll get the ball. D. Davis doing a nice job that time against pressure defense.
Kristen out top, Brandenburg on him.
Taylor so far only one attempt at the basket.
Threw it away. That's what they want to force you into.
And at the 10-minute mark, Xavier has 7 turnovers. So that is not a good sign. They're on pace to have almost 30 in this game. You have to take care of the ball because that is the trademark for VCU. Palmed it.
Take a look at what VCU does. They want to double. They want to force you into panic, and that creates the havoc.
Well, anytime there's a guy with the ball and there's another 2 players around, they're going to trap. And you see they trap on the wings, they trap at half court, they trap under the basket, and they are long and athletic. And they work so hard on this. And they are the best at turning people over in the country.
Davis for 3. Just short. Reddick the rebound. Brandenburg on the run. Daniels for 3. That won't go. Robinson the rebound. Davis the other way.
I really think Kristen and Taylor need to do a little 2-man game. Kristen's yet to take a shot.
Davis for 3. The high arcing jumper. Buries it.
Great recognition by Kristen looking cross court to get the open 3 for D. Davis.
Daniels can't answer. Davis ahead to Martin. Kristen with his first 2. And Shaka Smart wants a timeout. The Rams have tried to turn them over and have done so, but Xavier has figured out a way to get down low and get easy hoops.
Kristen taking it into the corner with 3 guys. He realizes somebody's got to be open. Whips it cross court to Davis. And then good defense by the Musketeers and a great play by Davis to Martin. The unselfish play to Samaje Kristen. And Kristen now with 2 points on the afternoon.
Averaging 15 points per game. The freshman leading the way. You take a look at the eye file on Samaje Kristen.
Yeah, I think he's a shoo-in for Rookie of the Year. He's 5-time A-10 Rookie of the Week. But he has been so consistent. You look at the points in the last 13 games, he's had over 10 points. That's so important as your point guard and to lead the team in assists and to lead the team in scoring as a freshman in the A-10. That's big time.
He's 19 points away from a pretty decent freshman who's 4th on the list here at Xavier, David West.
But you see VCU out of the timeout. They were getting stagnant on their offense and not a lot of ball movement. Out of that timeout, they got to travel on Daniels. But out of that timeout, they're getting better ball movement. The important thing for VCU is to get some dribble penetration. You got Johnson and Weber in the game right now. Dribble, drive, and kick.
Kristen lost it, collected by Redford after the tip. Down low, Fillmore.
Brad, what happened right there is that VCU thought they had a turnover. Kristen lost the ball. VCU started heading back the other way. Redford came up with it, and Xavier able to capitalize on it. Now Xavier with the biggest lead of the game.
Teddy Rayford back in the ball game. He doesn't get a whole lot of minutes, but he's spending some on the floor now.
Well, Xavier sharing the basketball. Once you get past the VCU traps, you have to move the ball quickly. We've talked about not letting up because they keep coming at you. But if you move the ball quickly against the trapping pressure, you're able to get some easy scores.
Graham for 3. That's long. Collected by Johnson. They'll set it up again with Rayford out top.
Graham 1 of 4.
Daniels for 3. Haley tries to collect and does. VCU now 1 of 10 from behind the arc. Johnson into the paint. One hand won't go. Kept alive. They'll get Haley. VCU struggling to find the bottom of the hoop. Xavier shooting 9 of 13 with 5 assists. This one for an easy flush. A familiar face at Thursday's practice. Spike Lee, who was speaking on the campus of VCU, visited practice for about a half an hour.
They got to do the right thing.
He'll probably be at the Oscars on Sunday, don't you think? Hey, why don't we come up with your Oscars? You give us an idea of who's going to win all of college basketball's Oscars this year.
Hey, watched this game last night, and I'll tell you, St. Louis may have 2. Cody Ellis, best supporting actor, coming off the bench as a 6th man, and Victor Oladipo. He's unbelievable right now for the #1 team in the country, and this is my choice as a director. Love Jim Larinaga. Took George Mason to Final Four. And the Miami Hurricanes. Gotta love them. They're on a winning streak right now. And that's Shane Larkin in that picture. And now you'll see the big-headed guy, Byron Larkin. That's Barry Larkin's brother. And I told him I was going to kill him on the air because he's still getting freebies for being the all-time leading scorer. That's Shane's uncle. But Byron
was a little bit, couldn't he?
He was a great player. I mean, he was a great assist man. All-time leading scorer here. As you look at Samaje Kristen, and Byron is still very much involved. He does the radio for Xavier, but he goes on all the road trips and talks to the kids. He's an invaluable resource to these guys because he's been here, you know, for almost 30 years.
He averaged 17 as a freshman. Kristen now averaging 15.2. Graham inside the arc and buries the jumper.
Right now, VCU has got to get the ball inside. They're 1 of 10 from three-point land, and I know they want to shoot a lot of threes, but they're not making them right now. They got to go in the lane, and Graham and Reddick are their ticket out. Right now, down by 8 points.
Redford for three! In and out and off the glass and back in. Okie Rayford has set it up again with Redford on him. Foul trouble for Theus has him on the bench. They'll call this one on Redford, but he buried three on the other end.
Well, you'll see right here, every time Redford gets the ball, somebody's got to be over there. Okie Rayford was not there to get a hand up. You have got to get a hand on Brad Redford because he is combustible as a three-point shooter.
He used to have the long blonde locks, but they're just starting to come back now after he shaved his head for former teammate Joe Hughes. Dealing with cancer now, just starting his chemotherapy.
Now these guys, their teammates, their family. As I told Brad, at least his hair will come back. I shaved my head, but it's not coming back anytime soon.
Daniels another miss from behind the arc. Davis in trouble.
You do not want to pick your dribble up against this VCU team if you don't know where you're going to pass the ball, because there's somebody coming behind you to steal it.
10 on the shot clock. Davis for three. Buries it.
I think Davis is doing a very good job of running this ball club from the point position. He is physical, he's aggressive, he's moving it around, and now knocking down the three ball.
Johnson misses another three for the Rams.
This is not the territory that VCU wants to be in. And the Cintas Center on the road, shooting the three ball. They got to get something to go, and there you go. That's the first one for Brandenburg. Now 2 of 13 from behind the arc in this first half.
Davis happy to slow it down for a moment. Inside, Fillmore, he walks. Threes are going to be a key, and Xavier's burying theirs.
Well, you have to extend on D. Davis. The shot clock was at 7 when that ball went in. And then VCU at the other end, who they're struggling. They're 2 of 13 from 3. Xavier doesn't recover quickly enough. The extra pass to Brandenburg for the 3.
Taylor knocks it away at the stay. Xavier missed their first 3 triples. They have hit their last 3. They lead by 11. Inside 4.5 to play in the first half of the Cintas Center. Big A-10 battle. Graham is off. Collects his own. Weber, step back. That's an air ball. The tip goes.
That is not the shot they need right now. Right now, they need to get the ball inside. They're not aggressive to the basket on the offensive end. Xavier's doing whatever they want on the offensive end now.
In trouble, Davis. And a foul call. Bailed him out. Got Weber. Second on him.
D. Davis does a really good job when he gets trapped. First of all, you never pick your dribble up. You cannot pick it up against VCU unless you know where you're going to throw it. But he moved the ball around. You'll see as soon as you pick it up, somebody's coming back. You got to be aware of it. Now look, he moves the ball around and he splits a trap. He's moving constantly, and so he's able to get the foul.
8th team foul on the Rams. Kristen, Martin, Davis. Taylor and Fillmore on the floor for the Musketeers.
Really, the heart of VCU's offense is coming from the offensive rebounding. They have 8 offensive rebounds, and they're shooting 29%.
The team that has struggled from the free throw line buries another couple. Xavier has done it so well at home for so many years. And they love them here at the Cintas Center. It's spring break, but they're still filled up here today.
Yeah, they've started new traditions. Skip Prosser, one of the legends in the 8-10. Newly inducted legends, starts different traditions. This is a tradition that Chris Mack and company have started, coming out of the stands where the fans see them. And they are really, really good at home against the 8-10.
You talk about dominance. 52-1 here in the A-10. Their only loss to St. Louis last year. Unbeaten so far this year. And out in front of the Rams right now. First home game against VCU as members of the A-10.
Yeah, they're 5-0 against the A-10. Plus, they also beat Butler in a non-conference game earlier in the year. So this would be a good feather in their cap. The 2 top 20 wins, and that helps their RPI. And again, VCU with another offensive rebound. Makes it 9 offensive rebounds, but they're not getting the points on it. They only have 4 second-chance baskets, or points.
Graham into the lane, foul call. They'll get that one on Fillmore. Xavier sprinting out to the lead here at the Cintas Center.
Yeah, look at that.
The foul on the Musketeers.
An 11-point lead for the Xavier Musketeers at the Cintas Center. Let's take a look at the Scion first half key players. Reddick and D. Davis. Davis, the kid who averages just over 8 points a game already with 10.
Yeah, Davis has done a great job. He does have 4 turnovers, needs to take care of the basketball. But Javante Reddick has 4 points, but he's only has 4 attempts at the basket. He's got 5 rebounds. They got to get him the ball in the low block.
D. Davis has done it all over the court, and when he's burying his 3, he's dangerous.
You have to get a hand on D. Davis. He starts out being aggressive, but then he's able to hit the outside jump shot. Brad, this kid is shooting 39% from three-point land. You have to get a hand in his face. Right there, Johnson backing off on him, worried about the drive. And that's the difference in this game right now. Xavier is taking it to VCU. VCU is playing perimeter. And until they start getting the ball in the paint, they're going to have problems scoring against Xavier.
VCU has taken 29 shots to Xavier's 15. Xavier's made 11 of those. VCU 8, 73 to 27% shooting.
Well, Graham on that last play actually was aggressive to the basket and he's getting to the free throw line. It's so important when you're struggling offensively to try to get an easy basket. The easiest basket you can get is a free throw. Try to be aggressive and get to the free throw line.
Graham with only 4. He averages nearly 16 a game. On pace to become the all-time leading scorer at VCU. Missed them both.
Now, if you're Xavier, you do the same thing. You try to get the ball inside to Fillmore and to Jeff Robinson.
Davis lets fly again, in and out. Picked off by Davis. On the floor, he got it to Robinson. Threw it away.
That was great hustle by Davis.
10th turnover for the Musketeers.
Well, Xavier is playing some stingy defense.
Brandenburg to the paint. The floater won't go.
It's one and done. When Xavier doesn't have to go against that pressure. They're a lot better off. So as long as VCU continues missing those shots, they can't bring their full court pressure havoc defense.
Kristen's been quiet today. Goes up, gets the whistle, will go to the line. Shaka Smart on the bench, and his bench goes deep. He will use as many as he possibly can.
Now you look at the last couple games, it's a 12.5 per game differential, but their scoring margin is the best in the nation at 14.1.
Kristen getting better from the line. He struggled mightily to begin the year and has built his way to a 63% free throw shooter.
Xavier is just really shooting the ball well tonight, shooting 69% from the field and 86% or 88% from the free throw line.
How about that?
So high numbers against a team that plays such good defense.
Only averaging just over 65% from the free throw line on the year are the Musketeers. Reddick comes out high. Now back down on the block. Graham into the paint. And will go to the line. They'll get Robinson for the foul.
I'll tell you, there's a couple things on that play. Reddick on the pick and roll was watch right here. Watch Reddick, he's wide open. But you're not able to get the ball to him. But then Graham, because the lane is open now with everybody on the perimeter, takes Robinson off the dribble and is able to get to the basket for the chance for an and one. VCU has got to continue penetrating the lane and getting easy attempts at the basket.
First foul on Robinson. Brandenburg will come back in. Daniels take a seat. Davis easily over the timeline. Robinson with a penetration and a dump to Kristen.
The old dribble back door. Great move.
Reddick had it blocked, but they'll call a foul on Kristen.
Now you'll see right here. Robinson's going to drive. You'll see Kristen's going to go back door. It's called a dribble back door because the double team's coming over. And that's how you avoid the double team.
Kristen scores on one end. He thought he had the block of Reddick on the other end. Thought he got all ball. Reddick makes the first of two. 7th team foul on the Musketeers.
I just like Reddick so much. I think you have to utilize him as a guard. Remember this right now, that Theus has been out of the game for about 10 minutes because of foul trouble. And that really hurts because he's the guy, the Shaka Smart on the court. Okafor is on the floor and he's a substitute, but it's not the same as having your senior Theus out there running the show.
Look down to Davis. He dumps off to Fillmore. Xavier dominating points in the paint in the early going. Cintas Center is alive, under 40 seconds to play in the first half.
Got an 18-second shot clock differential.
Brandenburg on the rebound. Kristen with 5. Dumps to Davis. And he'll go to the line.
Those are the same plays. That's back-to-back dribble, back doors. What's happening is when the penetrator goes over, drives in the lane, you see the help, and then there's a backdoor cut. by D. Davis, and now with 1 second left in the half, a chance for an and one for D. Davis. Davis now with 12 points to lead all scorers.
For VCU, number 23, Jared Guest.
Probably couldn't pick Double D to lead the way in the first half if we were to set this one up, but we're getting some surprises in the first half.
The teams that beat VCU have good guard play. LaSalle, St. Louis, and now with Xavier, the way they're playing and their guards are playing, this is the recipe for them to win this game.
And another three-point play cashed in on by the Musketeers. And they will take a 13-point halftime lead into the locker room. Coming up on AT&T at the half, Adam Zucker, Wally Zerbiak, Pete Gillen, and John Rothstein. First half analysis from this game, VCU and Xavier, plus scores and highlights from around the nation. That's the end of the half. 39-26 Xavier after the break. Stay tuned for AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
AT&T at the half. Rethink possible.
All right, welcome everyone inside our New York studios. We are at the half between VCU and Xavier. Adam Zucker here along with Wally Zerbiak, our head coach today, Pete Gillen, and our insider, John Rothstein. Hello, friend. 39-26, our score at the break. Very similar to what we saw VCU do in their trip to St. Louis earlier this week, Coach.
Right now, VCU is struggling on the road. They can't make a shot. The only guy that's scoring is Javante Reddick, the big guy, and D. Davis for Xavier is playing really, really well.
We're seeing the blueprint for beating VCU. If they don't make shots, they can't set up havoc, really control the tempo. But this is very un-VCU-like. They don't normally shoot 2 for 17 from the three-point line. Just don't see the energy right now. They're really flat in that first half.
Well, and the more and more Briante Weber plays as well, he has to be a threat offensively. VCU associate head coach Mike Rhodes and Briante Weber had a deal during the offseason. He had to make 250 three-pointers a night. He's got to be a threat from the outside moving forward.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So we're perhaps seeing a blueprint on how to beat VCU. We had been recently seeing a blueprint on how to keep it close with Miami. They were number 2 in the country. They got that rematch coming up with Duke. But then they go to Wake Forest today. And what happens? They had the close games. Well, Jim Larinaga had to bring his guys in a few times. C.J. Harris was 5 for 5 from 3 in the first half. He had 23 in the game, a 16-2 run. They're up 13 at the break. Shane Larkin from Miami fighting back within 5. But Wally, Madison Jones going to come through with the steal, and Wake Forest is going to come up with the upset.
Quite an effort. You never know. It's mayhem in college basketball this year.
Even Winnie the Pooh, screen left, loving it. Okay, 80-65, the 14-game winning streak over. Number 10, Louisville getting a visit from Seton Hall. Rick Pitino didn't even need a tie for this one. Johnny at Peyton Siva as part of a 17-2 run.
Louisville slightly under the radar the last couple of weeks, but that won't continue if Gorgie Jang continues to do things like that.
Yeah, Gorgie had a gorgeous day. We'll get to his numbers in a moment. Russ Smith with the driving layup.
Russ Smith always in attack mode, straight to the hoop.
And Jang, a career-high 23 points, 8 boards. How about these moves, Coach?
Doing a great job. He's controlling the paint offensively and defensively.
79-61, the final. Number 14, Oklahoma State visiting West Virginia, where we learned that Bobby Huggins is a little bit taller than Travis Ford, Wally.
Yeah, but Travis Ford's a better shooter.
Jabari Hines is a shooter, too, the floater, and the Mountaineers, who have had a rough season. Up 12-5 early, but the other way, Markel Brown to LeBrian Nash. Cowboys up by 1, and then Brian Williams going to bury a three-pointer here, Rothstein.
Brian Williams injured early in the season. Big shot right there. Need to get mileage out of him.
All right, 2-point lead at the break. And Marcus Smart, by the way, 3 fouls in the first 2.5 minutes, yet the Cowboys are still on top. But big doings with Miami falling for the first time in ACC play. Any impact, you think, on that potential 1 seed here going forward?
I don't think so yet. I mean, they got the Duke game, which I anticipate Duke getting revenge and getting that win. But they have easy games coming down the ACC. regular season. It's all going to come down to the tournament. If they slip up again, they might fall off the one line.
Miami's still in fine position for a #1 seed. Remember, they beat Michigan State early in the season in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. But for the Hurricanes to be the team they're capable of being, they need to get more out of Ryan Brown offensively off the bench.
Got to do a good job, but it's too early of a game. The game was at noon. A lot of those Miami guys don't wake up till 2 in the afternoon. Forget the game. Don't worry about it. That's just a Hindu. They'll do it all. They'll be fine.
Just be a little worried to come tournament time if they have a noon tip in those first couple rounds, I guess, according to Coach. All right, as we continue here on AT&T at the half, the top 2 teams from Conference USA get together. The Tigers of Memphis, winners of 17 straight, including a 13-point win in Hattiesburg, and a check on the afternoon in the A-10. Which teams from the league will make the NCAA field?
We're at halftime at the Cintas Center, 13-point lead for the Xavier Musketeers, a team that averages 64 points a game. Are you surprised by what you saw in the first half?
It's the A-10. Not really. I mean, Xavier's 52-1 in A-10 games at the Cintas Center.
All right, let's revisit our AT&T fast analysis. Javante Reddick, a kid with 10 double-doubles.
Now, you have to get Reddick more touches. You look at the way he gets the ball, and he's so strong when he rebounds. Very, very efficient in the half court, but he has to get more shots.
They got plenty of shots, 33 shots. Kristen, he was pretty swell.
He did a really nice job with the ball, getting the ball inside on the back door, creating things in the half court, and not taking the turnovers, not turning the ball over.
Let's take a look at today's E-Trade first half stats. Team that shot 73.7%. They only missed 5 shots.
They're doing a nice job defensively. The Xavier Musketeers are doing. As you see those numbers, it's ridiculous. But VCU, I think that they have to do a lot better job of getting the ball inside. And it's coach speak. You have to get the ball into Reddick. And also on the defensive end, you have to make sure you protect against the back door.
Well, this is a VCU team that is the best scoring team on the road in the country. They are averaging just short of 80 points. 26 at the break.
I think what you're going to see in the second half is Xavier doing the same thing they did to get them the lead, but VCU cutting down on the 3-point attempts. Right now, they're 2 for 17. Obviously, it's not working. They're going to have to get the ball into the lane via drive or the pass and get Graham and Reddick involved in the offense.
Taylor, one of his few touches, and the Musketeers stay hot. 0 offensive rebounds in the first half for Xavier, and when you only miss those 5 shots, that makes it easy. Another miss on the other end, and Xavier looking to score again, and a hold on Graham. They're trying to go over the top to Robinson.
This is a sticky area right now for VCU. You know, Xavier's pulling away, and they're pretty much getting what they want offensively. VCU has got to do a better job in this first 5 minutes of defending and getting good shots at the basket. Theus has been out for most of that first half. Their point guard. He's their glue to their team. Now he's back in. VCU's got to do something offensively.
Kristen off balance. The defense from Brandenburg. Kristen. Xavier has their largest lead at 17.
Xavier has 10 losses on the year. Can you tell me what this A-10 tournament's going to be like? In New York, anybody's going to be able to win this thing. There's a lot of talent in this A-10. Is Brandenburg? Is that Brandenburg?
Daniels.
Daniels hitting a 3 from beyond the arc.
If he gets warm, watch out. He quiets the crowd. They get it ahead to Robinson. No call as he hits the floor. Down low, Reddick. Working on Robinson. Out high, Daniels. Can he bury 2? You bet he can.
just like that, VCU's back in it. And now they're able to set up that full court pressure defense. You can see Shaka Smart at the top right-hand corner, imploring his team to play defense.
Foul on Brandenburg, his second. Two early fouls for the Rams. Stripped by Reddick. Coming the other way. 17-point lead is down to 9 with an 8-0 run. A couple of triples from Daniels and the steal from Reddick.
That's a 12th turnover for Xavier. And it's a 14th point off of those turnovers for VCU. You better put your seatbelt on for this game.
Changes in a hurry. Kristen going one-on-one. Outside. Davis for three. That's long. Graham will go to the line. Second foul on Kristen. They go up by 17, and then Daniels catches fire.
Daniels has the prettiest jump shot, but here's the problem. You can't leave him alone. It's like leaving Redford alone, and then you have to go after the ball with two hands. And Reddick strongs it away from Taylor for an easy dunk.
Graham good on his first. Good on both.
Well, it's important for VCU to get something going offensively, but it's more important for VCU to quiet this crowd. It is very loud in the Cintas Center, and that gets Xavier pumped up. So now VCU, in essence, has done both by scoring the basketball and creating turnovers.
In less than 2 minutes, a 10-0 run for the Rams to get back within 7. 16:48 remaining. It changes in a hurry from 17 down to 7 at the Cintas Center. Don't go away now. In Cincinnati, a 7-point lead for the Xavier Musketeers in an A-10 battle that's going to come down to it in the final week. St. Louis with the lead. VCU now a game back, and Xavier just trying to hang in there with a share of the conference title 5 out of the last 6 years. And they have struggled in second halves this year.
They've struggled closing out games, and I think that at this time of year, you have to be able to close out games, especially with the games coming up for Xavier. Wow, it's a tough schedule, and this is how they're going to build on their RPI.
Muskie's trying to stem a 10-0 run by the Rams.
It's no coincidence that the Rams are playing better now that Theus is back in the game. Theus is the point guard, and he just got a steal right there. That's just great defense.
Boy, they got quick hands.
But you'll see in the first half, and we talked about it in Coach's Corner, to try to make sure you prevent the back door. Defense is ball you man.
Martin will sit, Redford in, and he'll inbound. Davis to the rim with the left, and he'll go to the line.
I've watched Chaz Williams do that so many times. Little guys, you worry about growing, you still got to use your body. Davis did a really nice job of going into the defender and using the offhand with a little baby hook.
Good on the first. Brandenburg picks up his third. He will sit. Weber come in for him.
Well, what do you lose with Brandenburg going out and Weber coming in? Weber is a great defensive defensive player. I think Brandenburg does a better job of slicing to the basket and also is a better scorer.
Chris Mack has told this team all year long that has shot so poorly from the free throw line. This line is going to be the difference between a championship or not. They are 10 of 11 today against VCU. Inside Reddick, turns around. They may have gotten Robinson on this one. They'll call Taylor. It's a 9-point lead for the Mustangs at the Cintas Center. Be right back.
If you don't.
It's time to take a look at some teams hungry for a bid, brought to you by Golden Corral. 3 title teams.
You look at Maryland. Maryland's strength of schedule and the RPI are going to really hurt them, but I think Carolina is going to get in. And I think it's a big game tonight at 9 o'clock. Kentucky needs a win to be able to get in.
All right, let's take a look at the resumes of the teams we got here. First, VCU.
I think VCU with their RPI, they're in. They have some good wins, but, you know, and you look at Richmond. I don't know if that's a bad loss. It's a rivalry game. Richmond's a tough team, but I think VCU's in.
All right, you see their I-file. Let's take a look at Xavier's tournament resume in the I-file.
Xavier has a lot of work to do. I think that everybody knows that. They're not on the bubble right now. They have to play their way on the bubble, but if they win the A-10 league, that goes a long way. That means they have to win on out.
They trounced Butler in that early win. And then the fortunes reversed for both of those teams fairly soon after that game.
This is an interesting year with 16 teams in the conference. I have never seen this many good teams from top to bottom.
Reddick misses again the front end. Misses them both. Back at the Cintas Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, the A-10 battle. Brad Johansson alongside Steve Wolf. Inside 16 minutes to play. Redford from deep, that won't go. Weber had it, and Davis knocked it off him. That would actually be Xavier's first offensive rebound of the afternoon.
That was a great play by Davis. As soon as Weber brought the ball down, Davis didn't go after the rebound. He went after the steal, and that was a great play. It's Travis Taylor on the low block. They're trying to isolate him.
Working Reddick. Half hook. A little heavy.
It's only Taylor's third attempt at the basket. Really not utilizing him, but Xavier still with a 9-point lead.
Taylor coming off a 13-point, 17-rebound performance on Wednesday. Daniels can't hit from 3, and Taylor is fouled. Jared Guest got it. That's his first, fourth team foul on the Rams at the 15-minute mark.
VCU is now 4 for 20 from the 3-point line. Really utilizing that 3-point jump shot.
Well, they'll take 25 a game. That's not unusual. That they've missed so many is.
And there's still 15 minutes left to go in the game. He walked.
Xavier fans wanted a foul called. So did Davis. It's another turnover.
Shaka Smart is right there. You can see him on the top of your screen. He is imploring those guys to play defense. And once they get it, a nice clap. Shaka Smart is so in tune with his players, and they do a really good job. Xavier now really struggling with the turnovers.
The block by Taylor, it will stay with the Rams. Chaos under the rim, and extra shots again for the Rams, but Xavier holding steady. Taylor will sit. Stanger in. Johnson for 3, buries it. Came around the screen.
Johnson is really a slasher. He was a great scorer in high school, good shooter. Been struggling, but nailed that one.
Redford to answer. Kristen almost had the steal.
Boy, you have a great offensive series. You knock down a three, and then Xavier, within 3 seconds, comes down and matches the three-point jump shot.
Theus the floater.
I think that's what VCU missed in that first half, because when he got in foul trouble, it changed the complexion of this game. Still a 7-point lead for Xavier.
Stolen. Weber. Got it.
Now VCU up by 5, shooting 36% from the field to Xavier's 63%. And they both knocked heads.
Johnson and Davis.
Yeah, they went down hard.
Davis still down. Johnson with his jersey over his face.
When you knock heads, depending on where you get hit, if you get hit under the eye or in the forehead, there's just not a lot of fat there. I mean, and it splits like a grape.
Let's take a look at it one more time to see what happened. Oh,
that's right on the eye. He's going to have a shiner in the morning.
Forehead to temple, and you can see why Davis is hurting a little bit more. Got it straight in that right temple, and as he walks off, their medical assistant, David Fluker, and the refs want to take a look at that foul just to see exactly what happened.
Yeah, there's a cut under Johnson's eye. David Fluker is going to take D. Davis to the bench and see if he's okay. That was a hard, really, it was just, D. Davis looked up quick. Johnson was there to play good defense. You'll see it right here. Johnson, that's how they play defense. Nose to nose, man. That is a collision.
He's going to be ringing for a little bit. 17-5 run for the VCU Rams over the last 5 minutes after Xavier had built a 17-point lead to start the half.
Now you see above that eye, you have to make sure, as you see David Fluker putting some Vaseline on there, like the boxers. And you also have to get it out of the shirt and the shorts. Get the blood out of there. But D. Davis has been a big cog for Xavier, so they want to make sure he's able to get back in the game. Davis has 15 points on 4 of 7 shooting. He also has 3 assists, so they can ill afford to use him.
5-point lead for the Musketeers. It'll be Redford, Kristen, Fillmore, Martin, and Robinson on the floor. Havoc is now created.
Now, it's so important for this defense to be able to be set up in the full court. You see the easy shot by Theus, then that Havoc is allowed to be put on. That, you know, when the ball goes through the basket, there's time to set up. But when it's a rebound by Xavier, Xavier's getting it out in transition and trying to beat the defense down the court.
And we're getting an explanation now from referee Bernard Clinton on exactly what happened.
Anytime there's a collision like that, the referees are smart in going to see if it's a flagrant foul. From one angle, you look like maybe there was an elbow by D. Davis, but clearly nothing there as far as the flagrant variety.
And what Bernard Clinton says, incidental contact.
I don't think that D. Davis or Johnson thought it was incidental.
They'll be feeling it.
That's big. That's another foul on Theus. That's his 3rd. And that's where VCU got in trouble in the first half. And now there's a big decision by Shaka Smart. What does he do? Does he keep Theus in there?
15 foul.
I think it's smart keeping him in there. Diaz needs to run and take care of this offense. Another turnover by the Musketeers.
Out of control. Kristen goes into the lane. We talked about those fast hands. If he's going to try and dribble through that, he's going to struggle.
You'll see right here where the reach around by Weber was able to knock the ball clean through.
Okie Rafer in. Getting extended minutes now. 4th turnover in this half for the Musketeers.
Well, 13:03 to play. Fias goes out. It's a 6-point lead. Let's see what VCU can do with him on the bench.
Graham to the 10. They are back within 3. Kristen has it knocked away. Martin collects.
Boy, Redford is wide open on the other side, and Martin couldn't see him. Xavier needs to collect themselves right now. A little bit out of sorts.
Robinson short, not the shot they wanted. Graham for 3, and the tie. Timeout.
There you see Melvin Johnson.
A 22-5 run for the VCU Rams.
Objectives, lowering costs, increasing productivity and cash flow. Open your program to page 6 and decide by Coach Mack.
You live and you die by the 3-point shot. They struggled in the first half. D. Davis, after getting hit in the head, is leaving and heading to the locker room. He leads Xavier's scores, but the Rams have drilled it from behind the arc in the second half.
Daniels, the best 3-point shooter on the team, lighting it up. He hasn't been efficient. He's 3 of 10, but he's been able to knock down the ones when they count here in the second half. And then Travion Graham pulling up in the secondary break and knocking down the 3.
74% in the first half, down to 33% now. VCU has never led in this game. And at the 18:44 mark, Xavier led 43-26. We're knotted at 48.
And I'll tell you, the reason why Xavier is having trouble scoring is because once they break the press, it's almost like they take a deep sigh of relief, and there's another turnover almost because VCU is so aggressive. Xavier finally gets it over half court, and they have to run offense.
Got it to Taylor. Reddick on him. And he stepped on the line.
And that is the 15th turnover for Xavier. That's 5 here in the second half.
Down low, Reddick pulls up for the J.
Now, do you see that, Brad? When that misses shot, there's no pressure. One guard can bring it up. That has been the problem with VCU. Now, see if Xavier looks to get the ball inside to Taylor and Fillmore. Got to go inside to get an easy bucket.
Kristen stepped on the baseline. They turn it over again. Xavier is out of sorts. VCU has never led, but they're on the verge. Center. Let's take a look at today's Geico difference makers.
You look at Travion Graham, really struggled in the first half. Was really a non-factor at 7 points, but in the second half, he's doing a wonderful job. taking his team on his back. And D. Davis, who is now in the locker room being treated for a cut over his eye, has been really Xavier's big offensive pusher. 15 points on 4 of 7 shooting and 3 assists. I think, Brad, what happens when he's out of the game, it puts a lot of pressure on Redford and Samaje Kristen when VCU puts the havoc defense on.
Melvin Johnson back in with a bandage over his left eye, the one who collided with D. Davis. Reddick spins. Taylor the rebound.
Another miss, another failed opportunity for VCU to put on that havoc to take the lead. Now Xavier needs to get the ball into Fillmore, into Taylor. And I don't know if Taylor's shoulder is bothering him because he has really been ineffective today. Only 3 attempts at the basket.
Fillmore on the block against Graham. Backs him in, half hook. That won't go. Graham the rebound. Stolen. Kristen back by Okie Rayford. Into the paint. VCU has its first lead at the 10:40 mark.
This team never backs off. They always have their foot on the gas pedal. Now let's see if Xavier can counterpunch.
Redford from deep. Xavier back on top.
Xavier always looks for their senior. The seniors are going to bring him to the promised land, and great shot by Redford, but then countered VCU, getting a wide open one in the lane.
Daniels takes it, and they have a 1-point lead to the Rams. Martin stop. Can't get the roll. Taylor the rebound. Back up, and he's fouled. Third foul on Graham. Brad Redford, always in range.
He made a long jumper, but then it's counteracted by the great drive in the lane. Okie Rayford takes it all the way to the basket. Nobody steps up to take the charge.
Taylor, only the second miss from the free throw line for the Musketeers in 12 tries today. Theus back in, Brandenburg back in. Daniels and Okie Rayford will take a seat. Additionally, Jared Guest will replace Graham. Shaka Smart likes to use his bench.
You know, you look at the makeup of these guys. Shaka Smart goes out and gets guys that are athletic, that are good basketball players, but have high motors. All of these guys can play full court pressure defense.
Taylor missed them both, and Martin the rebound had it poked away. Weber on the wing.
10 on the shot clock.
Redford on Brandenburg. Gets the help from Fillmore. Reddick, free throw line. Got it. The lead is 3 for VCU.
That was a pick and pop by VCU. Reddick set the pick and popped out. Nobody picked him up. He was able to knock down the 12, 14-footer.
Martin down to Taylor on the block.
That was a nice pass by Justin Martin. Dribble drive. And the defense commit made a nice bounce pass to Taylor. Taylor was able to go baseline.
Brandenburg for 3. Taylor the rebound. Had it knocked away, and the foul will be on Guest. Pick and pop, VCU working it.
Now that's a little free throw jump shot for Reddick. Somebody's got to come out of him. But you see, Justin Martin does a nice job of getting the angle and a nice pass to Taylor. And Reddick was not able to recover.
8:39 mark, 7th team foul on VCU sends Taylor to the line. Graham will check back in. Guest will take a seat.
For the Musketeers, number 22, Landon
defensive specialist. The walk-on will get his first minutes, and Jeff Robinson back on the floor.
You look at this game, it's a close game. We've talked about it all along. Both of these teams are not great free throw shooting teams. The team that's able to make them, the freebies, could be the team that pulls this win out. Taylor missed his last 2 free throws.
Good on the first is the 58% free throw shooter. Weber sits. Daniels back on the floor. Short, and we're tied. Graham into the paint. He walked.
Shaka Smart felt like there was some foul, some contact on the play, but the referees don't call it. This is a game right now that referees are letting these guys play. And I think you should at the end of the year.
Got it to Redford. Kristen wants it. He's double teamed. In trouble to Robinson. And he'll bring it across the line. Got Redford for 3. Yes!
Boy, it's loud in here, Brad.
Graham into the paint, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line to try and tie it up.
Brad Redford knocks down a 3-ball. But then Travion Graham coming down the court, picking up his team. Graham for 2 of his 16, going to the free throw line for an and 1.
Coming up next, we go from the hard court to the ice rink. 5th-ranked New Hampshire traveling to Burlington to take on Vermont. It's a Hockey East showdown coming up next on CBS Sports with Eric Freed and Jim Paradise. All right, VCU, what they do best is press. How does Xavier break it?
Well, you'll see right here, the defenders are double teaming Samaje Kristen, and there's one guy on Redford. What's going to happen? The ball's going to come in. The ball come into Redford. Now, you're going to see Robinson come over here, and Redford go over there, and Kristen's going to get the ball and bring it up court. It's so important to make sure when there's 2 guys guarding you, you have to get the numbers. Right there you see Xavier has the numbers, and it leads into a transition basket by Redford. When Redford's in range, pretty good shot of it going down.
His 4th triple out of 5 tries from behind the arc. He's got 12 today.
On the line for VCU.
And Graham to the line for the 3-point play, trying to tie it.
What I love about Travion Graham is that he didn't have a very good first half. He's 1 of 6 from behind the arc, but he's a gamer, and right now he's a chance to tie the score for VCU.
And does. Martin will check back in. Landon Amos sit back down.
Number 20, Justin Martin. Martin for number 22, Landon Amos.
D. Davis still in the locker room. Xavier's leading scorer with 15.
VCU so far has only taken 6 3-pointers here in this second half.
Three ties, 4 lead changes, all of them in the second half. Robinson on Graham. Backs him in, slides under, little heavy, and we got a foul.
VCU foul number 21, that's Travion Graham. That's his 4th personal foul.
We talked about how important free throws were, and for these teams, they can both improve a little bit.
They have to in this game. It comes down in conference championships and tournament games. It comes down to free throws a lot, and both of these teams have struggled.
And continue to. Graham picks up his 4th. He will sit. DJ Haley on the floor.
Brandon, when you have a big guy that can shoot free throws, it's so good for the morale of the team. A lot of times you want to feed the post, but if a guy can't make his free throws when he gets fouled in the low block, it's almost like a turnover, and it's a morale. It's not a morale booster when they miss those free throws. You got to get the ball inside, but they got to make the free throws after the foul.
Crowd wanted to travel. 10 on the shot clock for Brandenburg. Into the paint, to the glass. VCU the 1-point lead.
Brandenburg's a slasher. That was a beautiful drive in the lane, and Kristen is in trouble.
Timeout. Chris Mack called it as Kristen was in trouble. 6:47 remaining. Was it a travel or not? Cintas crowd said yes.
It was. Yeah, the ball was out of his hand. So
You say good no call?
I think it was a good no call. But it led to a basket. You know,
that's about as easy a hoop as they've got all day. Travion Graham leading the way in the second half, but sitting on the bench.
From injury that kept him from an
Graham is a hybrid player. He can shoot it and he can penetrate. But the most important thing, he's a finisher. Now, 6:47 to go. He'll be back in another minute or two because you need him on the court if you're VCU. Reminds me of a guy that played many, many years ago. Gerald Henderson, who's also an A-10 legend. Gerald Henderson played here from 74 to 78. Richmond, Virginia native, played for the Celtics. He was a third-round draft pick. Pretty good player.
Shoot it a little bit, couldn't he?
Sure he could.
Xavier with only one timeout remaining. VCU has 4 left. Kristen got it to Taylor. Bracked by Brandenburg. He'll take it to the rim.
Tell you what, this VCU team anticipates so well on the defensive end. I mean, it is almost scary when you're sitting here how hard these guys work on the defense.
Got it again. VCU with the possession arrow.
And here, if you look at the lower right-hand corner, you'll see the possession arrow. But now, watch this right here. The anticipation of Brandenburg. That's when Taylor's got to come back to the ball. Here's the tell right here. You see the possession arrow. Keep an eye on that. It'll switch as soon as VCU inbounds the basketball. And now it's going to be Xavier's ball in the next possession.
Daniels for 3 and a foul on Reddick. And Martin is down holding his left knee.
That's his first personal foul, 9th team foul for the Rams. Xavier will foul.
Javante Reddick is a big fella. You'll see right here, setting a pick. Martin went down. Really hard to tell what happened there, but now the bigger problem Xavier is having is getting the ball over half court. Now they're starting a little bit higher as far as taking the guards from the top of the key to run down to get the ball to get open.
Inbounds to Fillmore. And a foul. They will call Theus on this one, his second. And a double bonus for the Musketeers, but since D. Davis left with a 7-point lead, the VCU Rams now up 3.
Xavier's had issues when they don't have their 3 guards that they can play in the game. They, early in the year, played the Cincinnati Bearcats, and Samaje Kristen and D. Davis had cramping. It's very, very hard when you have a rotation and one of your leaders goes down, especially the point guard.
Thoughtful Chris Mack. Fillmore good on his first and good on both. Cintas Center, Cincinnati, Ohio. 6 minutes and change to play. Brad Johansson alongside Steve Wolf. Preston with the swat.
Samaje Kristen is 6'3". Reddick is about 6 foot. You see right here, Kristen using the offhand to go over the shoulder to block it and avoid the foul.
Johnson for three. Way long. Foul called on the other side. Everybody waiting to see who it was.
I think it was Redford. I think it was Redford on the grab, on the rebound.
Second personal foul, 14th foul for the Musketeers.
Reddick obviously hitting the back of the head during that melee. Johnson spins, floats, won't go. Martin the rebound. Redford, corner, three ball. His fifth on the afternoon. Daniels to answer.
Are you kidding me? Unbelievable patience. Both teams looking for their shooters.
Xavier to give the Musketeers the lead one more time.
Redford with a drain three from Kristen, and then Theus on the dribble drive and nice kickback. Good awareness on the court by the senior Theus. And Daniels draining the three, giving him 16 on the afternoon.
Rams now with a 1-point lead. 16 for Daniels. Redford with 15. Boy, did VCU struggle in the first half, but they are starting to light it up from behind the arc. And Brad Redford has done the same here for the Musketeers.
Now VCU that does a really solid job in the half court in the second half, but it's been a lot to do with their defense. Last time Xavier got the ball to Fillmore and he brought it up. And another steal by VCU. VCU has now turned over the Musketeers 20 times here in this game.
Right on average.
Well, they didn't anticipate so well, Brad. You have to make sure you're in their face when you get the ball. You got to come back and get it.
Daniels is short on the run. Kristen to the glass. Weber the other way, and it's an intentional foul because Kristen got a fistful of Weber's jersey. Chris Mack can't believe it. He's livid.
Intentional foul.
I believe I read, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, you'll see right here, Kristen tries to grab him from behind, and that is an intentional foul. Morsa Taylor came down at the end of the play on Weber's ankle.
Weber makes the first, 75% free throw shooter. And VCU takes the lead back. Take a look at it one more time.
Yeah, there's the intentional foul. It's a chippy foul, but it is in the books. I mean, you have to call the foul. You saw Taylor went down on Weber's ankle, but it just wasn't a smart play by Kristen. Now see how the Xavier Musketeers react.
Reddick to the glass, had it blocked by Fillmore. Redford. Reddick the rebound.
I don't think I've ever heard a crowd change emotion with one shot. Redford goes up. If he misses it, it's almost a sad event in this Cintas Center. You hear the when he misses it.
Theus to the rim. Corner. Got it. tripled. The largest lead for the Rams all afternoon is 4. Kristen dumped to Fillmore, and he'll go to the line.
VCU foul number 15.
Back and forth we go. Daniels with his 5th triple from the corner. He's got 19. We're in for a great finish at the Cintas Center.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by the new Buick Enclave. It's smart made beautiful. By Golden Corral's new sirloin fillets, cooked just the way you like them, only at Golden Corral. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO.
Back at the Cintas Center, VCU with a 4-point lead over the Xavier Musketeers. We take a look at some of today's Avis key stats.
You look at all the check marks on the left-hand side, and that's a team that's winning. Daniels is 4 of 6 from behind the arc here in the second half. He's just done a nice job. Got 19 points on the game.
Chris Mack not happy with the intentional foul call.
Well, you know what he was saying, Brad, is that, hey, listen, I just want this team to play. Why would you call that foul? Now, I understand, Chris, you want to make sure that this team's playing. It's a big game going up and down. By the same token, the rule book says you cannot grab a jersey and pull them back. So
pretty clear.
Yeah, it is pretty clear. So you live and learn.
You see what he's done in the regular season. And you see the possession arrow in the favor of Xavier right now with Fillmore back to the line.
Well, both of these coaches are very fiery coaches. I mean, that's why their teams play so hard.
Good on the first.
Fillmore's done a really nice job coming in off the bench these last couple games for the Xavier Musketeers.
5 for 5 from the free throw line as he takes his seat. Taylor, Martin, Robinson, Kristen and Redford on the floor for the Musketeers.
And Chris Mack getting up, telling his guys to be strong on defense. VCU with Theus at the point, trying to get something going for his team.
Kristen almost had the steal. Brandenburg, floater.
That is a great shot. Brandenburg, instead of taking it all the way into the lane and risking a foul, he pulls up a nice little floater.
Taylor saves in the hands of VCU. Theus. Brandenburg now with 14. This team is undefeated when he gets to 11.
VCU just running the clock down a little bit, trying to shorten the game.
Theus. Martin collects. Kristen runs. Blocking foul.
The foul's going to be on Reddick, and that's his 4th.
Foul number 15 is Devontae Reddick. That's his 4th.
But if you notice that Kristen was coming down the court, he didn't have the numbers. It was a 1-on-4 fast break. But Reddick bailed Kristen out, and now Kristen is able to go to the free throw line for a 1-on-1.
Samaje, well, they're going to get 2 from here on out in the double bonus. Samaje is going to be their decision maker down the line. How has he been at that in the stretch?
I think that he's done a better job. He's done a good job even tonight of making sure, even though he's not scoring, of finding guys, finding Redford for the 3, finding Robinson on the back door. So it's important right now for him to have the ball in his hands, but like you said, to make good decisions.
His first miss from the line. 2 for 3 now. Graham comes back in. Haley will take a seat. And as we mentioned, Kristen is 63% foul shooter.
Graham and Reddick both have 4 fouls.
Kristen with 11. VCU's lead is 3.
It's a one-possession game. It's very important that Xavier's stout on defense. And if you're VCU, you run the shot clock down and you get a good shot. You probably dribble drive to the basket.
Redford on Brandenburg. Gets help from Robinson. Graham for 3. Kristen by himself.
That's where you just said, make a good decision. Let's see if they're going to count the bucket. They are not going to count the bucket. There's Kristen right here. We talked about Brandenburg driving and pulling up. This time, Kristen goes into the heart of the defense. It is called for the offensive foul. That's his 4th foul.
Brandenburg will sit for a moment. Theus, Graham, Reddick, Daniels, and Johnson on the floor for the Rams.
Last time down, VCU took a 3. I thought Graham should have gone to the basket. And now a turnover for the Musketeers.
Kristen to the rim. Knocked out of bounds, will stay with the Musketeers. Can't get the roll.
Kristen saying he was hit on the wrist when he went up.
Brandenburg immediately back in. Take a look at it one more time. Did he get hit?
We'll watch it right here. He got hit right in the top of the head. And I know that it's not his arm or his hand, but that is problematic when you're driving to the bucket.
Got Redford free. Taylor wheels in. Overdid it with the left hand. He was right at the rim.
Taylor has not been himself today. He's only 2 of 5 for 5 points. He does have 8 rebounds, but he's been a monster in the last 8-9 games for the Musketeers and has not been a factor in this one. No need to foul, no need to rush if you're VCU. 3-point lead, so it's a one-possession game.
1 minute to play. Into the paint. Theus. Taylor the rebound. 1 minute remaining.
Watch for Redford.
Corner.
Great cover-up defense by Brandenburg.
Redford. Daniels the rebound.
About a 6-second differential, Brad. They're trying to foul, but they can't foul.
Redford fouls Brandenburg. And slaps his hands together. Knew he had a chance to tie this thing up.
But there's a lot of time right now. 26 seconds is a lot of time with a 3-point arc. Both of these teams are not great free throw shooters. So if you're VCU, you want to put it out of reach by making your free throws.
7th team foul, 1-1 for Brandenburg. Good on the first. Only a 66% free throw shooter. Gives them a 4-point lead.
And that's important because now it's a 2-possession game. And if you're Xavier, you have 1 timeout remaining. You want to get a quick score and then call that timeout.
Good on both.
Timeout VCU.
The lead is 5 with 26.5 left. Remember, we've got hockey coming up right after this.
Once again, that's Go Xavier.
Xavier 52-1 in A-10 play. There's your live look in. New Hampshire and Vermont from Burlington, Vermont. It's coming up right after this. They dropped the puck in action. We're giving you the live look in, and we'll get right to it after the final 26.5 here at the Cintas Center. three. Jim Paradise will have the call for you. All right, game reset as we take a look at this. A 5-point game, 26.5 to go. Shaka Smart has his team out in front after trailing by 17 in the second half.
Let's don't forget that D. Davis went out with 13:35 to play when Xavier was up by 7. And since he went out, VCU has really been able to take control. Xavier with 22 turnovers on the afternoon. And VCU with 23 points off those turnovers. Right now, none of that matters. Xavier's got to get a quick score and a timeout.
Kristen, corner. Martin for three. Yes! 19.6 left. Timeout on the floor. Xavier's last timeout.
I think Shaka Smart saying, okay, you know they're down by 6, they're going to go for the 3. Why isn't everybody on the perimeter? And you see right here, Daniels really late in getting over to Martin. And now that changes the whole complexion of the game.
All right, Xavier's going to have to foul. So who do you foul?
I think right now you can foul, obviously, if Guest is in the game. But I think that you're going to have to foul Theus because he's probably going to be the guy with the ball in his hands. But you don't have a whole lot of time. There's 19 seconds left. You want to foul fairly quickly. Play good defense for the first 5 or 6 seconds and then foul.
2-point lead for the Rams, 19.6 on the clock. Shaka Smart has 2 more timeouts remaining. Chris Mack has used his allotment. Xavier has the possession arrow. And havoc has come to the Queen City and dominated.
VCU does a great job when you pick your dribble up. They lead the country in steals. They also get 32% of their offense from their defense. They have turned the Musketeers over 22 times in this game. And believe it or not, Xavier's still in the game with those number of turnovers.
Xavier shot the ball so well in the first half, missing only 5 shots. Taking only 19 shots to VCU's 33 in the first half. And then built a 17-point lead before those turnovers started to kick in.
Right now, what Xavier's doing is they have all their big guys up front. Brad Redford's deep, guarding Theus. And they're going to play a little zone defense to try to keep him from getting the ball.
Got Daniels. Have him trapped. Timeout called by Shaka Smart. Daniels was going nowhere with it. He has 1 more remaining. This one's significant. A-10 standings, take a look. St. Louis out on top with the big win at Butler last night.
Well, you look at the top 4 teams are going to get buys in the A-10 conference tournament. Why is that important? It is so very hard to win 4 games in 4 days, so you want to try to have that bye. They have an opportunity to get in the NCAA tournament. It's even bigger here for Xavier because of the RPI factor.
Well, they have St. Louis left. They have Butler left. And they play a ranked Memphis team next week as well out of conference.
Now, this is a tough stretch of games for Xavier, but the only one they want to worry about is this one right here, right now.
They also have UMass at home next Saturday. We'll bring that one to you here on CBS Sports Network. 15.7 left. Graham to inbound. They got it to Reddick. He dumps to Graham. Got it ahead to Brandenburg. And Redford will foul him with 10.8 remaining.
It's going to be a 1-on-1 for VCU. That was a very efficient job by VCU. Getting the ball to the biggest guy on the court for the Rams, which is Reddick. Reddick didn't even have the ball in his hands 1 full second. As soon as he got it, he got rid of it quickly to beat the pressure.
Fillmore in, Robinson out. Daniels will sit, Weber back in for the Rams. Brandenburg, 3 of 4 from the line. Now 4 of 5. The lead is 3.
That's a big free throw, but this one right now, Brad, is even bigger because this is a 1-possession game. He makes this. It's a two-possession game for Xavier. With 10 seconds, that makes it awful hard.
Made them both. 4-point lead.
Xavier with no timeouts. You got to get something quick. It's taking too much time right now.
Trapped. Kristen has to let fly. And it's short. And that'll do it. VCU in their first A-10 matchup with the Xavier Musketeers face a team that was 52-1 on this court in conference and get a win in their first trip here. Time for our Napa play of the game, and you got to go to Troy Daniels in the second half from behind the arc.
Troy Daniels ignited this team with his three-point jump shooting. He struggled woefully in the first half, but came on, and he has 19 points to lead the Rams. He was 5 for 13 from behind the arc, but he was 4 of 6 in the second half.
Once again, your final score, 75-71, VCU. For Steve Wolf and our entire crew, I'm Brad Johansson. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to CBSSports.com. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, your 24-hour home of CBS Sports. So long from Cincinnati. Thanks for watching. We're sending you to hockey in Vermont.